Hey everyone, welcome back to another portfolio review. It has been a bit, but I think I'm recording this a little earlier than I was planning on. But I figured some things have changed recently. We'll probably get another video out probably the 3rd or the 6th, just depending on when M1 Finance outputs their end of the month end of the month sheet or whatever, just tracking what happened in terms of gains, losses, dividends, etc. And I've had a pretty good month for dividends from M1 Finance and Robinhood, so it'll be a good month to kind of go over again. So with that, if we look at just like Friday, you can see that we had another day where everything just kind of went down. At this point, early in the day, pre-market rather, I was only down like $12 overall from what I've invested, and now we're sitting at about 150 down all time. If we take a peek, 161, but yeah, at the last week, again, same story, down, and down some more. But then again, expanding it to the month view, we had this point where we were up nearly $900, which felt really good, $800, but then it fell back down. But that's all right. So normally, and up until this point, when I've been seeing things go down, I've been investing a heavy amount of my income, cash, into investing, but I've kind of taken a different route because things are kind of unstable and I could better use my money in other ways, which we'll get to when we get to the net worth tracker. I've got some big news in quite a few ways. So not much has really been added or taken away from my portfolio. I think my last addition was JP Morgan and Chase, and then again the news and whatnot. But yeah, so we'll kind of swing back to this eventually, maybe not, but yeah. So let's take a look at dividend history so far this month. We have a couple in July. I don't know if these have popped up yet, but already $8 in July. And when we get to the stock portfolio, we'll take a look at how that trend chart, I guess, is going. But looks like we still have about $2.50 coming this month, so not a whole lot. But in the last week, we got Kraft, Bank of America, Vanguard paid out them, Shell, and previous month we had Duke Energy, British Petroleum. Oh, here we go. Here is my sell that didn't show up last time, but now we have it. So you can see that I sold the marijuana ETF. That didn't really do much of anything. Mazda, Glue, Prudential, Therapeutics, Lloyds Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, and Zynga. So made some good money, and with that I bought Bank of America and 2 more shares of AT&T. But then here are some other dividends that happened as well. So yeah, June 2nd I did that while I was at work, so naughty me. But yeah, good month for dividends. Really happy with what's happened so far. So yeah, other than the stock market going down, but right now I'm focusing on other things. And again, when we get to the net worth tracker, I'll kind of talk about that. As far as M1 Finance, same story, same dance, same song and dance. We hit a pinnacle of 47.57 earlier this month, and then it's kind of gone down since. Now we're like $200 under what we've invested, but again, not the end of the world, not what we're focusing on. It's all about the dividend income, which we'll kind of show in a second. But yeah, you can see things have gone to the red again, but it's not the end of the world. That's not what we're focusing on. But you can see pretty much every day here in June, something was paid out, some amount of money. And if we go to the next page, we have, another half page of it. So June is definitely going to be a big month. December is going to be a big month. And then the other 2 quarterly ones are also going to be big ones. Haven't added it up recently, but I'm pretty sure we've had a good month, if I remember right. But yeah, we're starting to get to the point as well. There's like a portion, okay, maybe more than I thought, that are still under 1 share, but then we also have a huge selection that has 1 to more shares. So continuing the 51 companies and continue to add into it. There might be some changes that will eventually happen, but we'll wait on that some more. But again, not a whole lot has changed. The big talking point's going to be in the net worth tracker because there's, again, some big news hyping it up. So yeah, this is currently where we're sitting as far as the gains and loss on certain companies. I mean, we still have some good gains from some companies like Royal Caribbean and Carnival. The Royal Dutch and Delta has had some good gains. Kraft is still sitting up pretty high. I don't think they've really even dipped back down compared to some of the other companies. And again, my biggest anchor, I guess, in this portfolio right now is Wells Fargo, because I bought them originally at such a high price and they've fallen since. I'm pretty sure it was like $50 a share initially. So that was a big burden to now have it be half that. But I've averaged it down quite a bit. It went from like $49, $50 down to now $33. So that's quite a drop, nearly $20 in drop. And it is my biggest position. As you can see by number of stocks, you can see it, a big slice of the pie, but then also the percentage of money spent. I've put 17% of my portfolio into Wells Fargo, and then JP Morgan is at 10% and Coke is at 10%. So to have nearly a quarter of my portfolio value in financial, I mean, that makes sense, because down 40, down 180. So realistically, if we take a slice back all time, we're down $161. That's nearly just from two positions as it sits, which it happens. It's not the end of the world. When banks bounce back, when the Fed raises interest rates and they can make money again, they're going to bounce back. It's just right now they're not making as much money on mortgages, which stinks, but that's just, it's just how the economy is right now. But so again, I haven't put like any money in outside of the last time when I put in money into JP Morgan. I mean, if we take a peek back at history, I think the last time I added money it may have been back June 1st, if I'm remembering right, possibly. So it's been a while, but that happens. And again, for people that haven't been following my show, or my series, I guess, month to month, video to video, this is what we were sitting at last month, where we had the portfolio value at $4,393. And this was before everything went up. Just a disclaimer, or I guess something to point out to people, is my goal by December, the end of this year, was to have 5,000 in each brokerage, and I am nearly $1,000 away in June. So that's really huge for me to be that close, just because of everything that's gone on this year. A bigger than I expected tax return, Trump bucks, and then getting a new job, doubling my income. So that's really helped. But there's another thing in net worth tracker that adds to that puzzle even more, because my other goal was to pay off all my debt, which, I'll show you where I started this year on everything and where I've come so far. Like, I did not think I could do all that in this year. But as you can see, like, as I get bigger months, this average goes up. But there was a point where it was like 1, 2, 3, 4 months were all above that line. Even I think this one too. But as my average keeps going up faster than I expect, they kind of drop below. But you can see, 1, 2, well, actually it's 1, 2, 3 big month, 1, 2, 3 big month, 1, 2, and we're going to have another one that's up here for sure. I wish I remembered off the top of my head what we were seeing, but $8 last month, and I know we're blowing that out of the water this month. And you can see my average income is going up and up and up, which is really great. And I tell people all the time, if I bring a calculator over here, like, if we just look at this portfolio part alone, $79 times the next 40 years, that's an extra $3,000 of income over my lifetime that I'm adding into my pocket, into my portfolio to grow and make me more money. I didn't show this off as well, but boom, already for this month, $24 in dividends. I know there are some people that get that in one dividend check, but for me, that is just huge motivation to see that I started out with 2 cents last October to now going up to $24. That is just insane. And we're already seeing 2 companies pay $8. So huge growth. And I updated this, tweaked this, and we're at 257 for that. So if we kind of do the same analysis, 257 times the next 40 years, that's an extra $10,000 in my pocket. So $12,000 to add to these portfolios over the next 40 years, and it'll continue to grow, compound interest. So $60 for the year. We'll see how close we actually get, but the farther the year goes, the less accurate this number is, but it lets me know for next year. And I'll probably do 2021 next to it and add that and keep that slice going down and just keep track of all of them. Or move this, actually I'm using my hand, but move this over this way. But anyway, I wanted to show that off as well. Probably in future videos I'll go over this a little more, but yeah, everything keeps going up. All right, now it's time for the main event and kind of a part 2 to a video I've talked about in the past where I had the video. It was called paying off debt versus investing, and this is kind of part 2 to that. Let me just take a sip of my water because my throat is drying out. So today I did something. I went to the bank, I transferred some money, and I paid off one of my loans, and I also had to get tabs because I got tabs for my Mustang, which I haven't driven. I am selling that this upcoming week. Me and my friend rather, said he always wanted to buy it from me as soon as I would list it, so I gave him first dibs, and he is buying it from me. We came to an agreement. So this morning, paid off my watch loan. The loan is completely paid. The watch is 100% mine. I also tweaked this, and we'll talk about that in a second. But I am done with one of my loans. So now all the money that I've been paying on that is now going to go to my car loan, which is sitting at $89.92. But me and my friend came to the agreement of not this much. That'd be a lot. He is going to pay me $7,500. So if we take that away, because as soon as that car is sold, it is going right into that loan. We're down to $1,492. I'm going to have that paid off next month. I get paid 3 times because of how the month works next month. Because I got paid here. We get paid the 2nd. We get paid the 16th and the 30th. I have extra income coming into my pocket in a month that I normally don't see. That car loan is being paid off, and I'm going to be debt-free. This is where I started in January. $15,000 in debt. I had $2,000 in dividend or in my investments. I had to pay off $15,000. Plus, I wanted to put an extra $8,000 into my investments. That is $23,000. That's how much I make in a year. How is that even possible that I managed to do this? For my whole life, I've only made like $20,000 a year on average. And my goal in January was to pay off my debt and have $10,000 in investments total. On paper, this was not possible, but I made a video saying I was going to do it, and sure as shit, I did it. So when someone says you can't do something, when you set that as a goal, don't let that stop you, because clearly I had no idea how to get it done, but I made it happen. I said it, I put the wheels in motion, I made it happen. Granted, I don't have it paid off yet. I haven't sold my car quite yet, but I just want you guys to understand that it is 100% possible to do so. You just have to figure out how. You have to get your butt in gear and figure out how to do it. Later that next month in January, I started looking for a new job. I found a new job. I doubled my income. I had a good tax return. We happened to have coronavirus, and I got $1,200 from Trump bucks. Nothing I could have predicted, but hey, I took advantage of what the situation was. I didn't get down. I didn't lose my job. Very fortunate. But I tell you what, when you put your mind to it, things happen. I did take money from my savings to pay it off, so it did go down a little bit. It was sitting around like $1,400 in savings, so I paid that part off, and then I pulled some money from my checking to get tabs to sell my Mustang. So even though I didn't get exactly $8,000, $7,500 is really good. I'm taking $500, but I'm getting rid of something that I'm not using. I'm eliminating a liability of something that I have to put gas in, pay insurance, depreciating asset, and essentially. because I know next year it's not going to be worth $8,000. Plus I can pay off debt with it, and I still have a chance to drive it for only losing $500 on it. So I'm pretty happy about that. My Fiesta, I'll probably continue to update or do something with it. What I might do at the end of this year is I might copy this chart and pop it down just so I can keep track of, maybe separate it. Like this was 2019 of when I was tracking it, 2020 and whatnot, but it maybe change this color. That might be something I'll do. I'll look into doing that before the next video so I can kind of show you what I'm thinking, just so it's easier to see where the deviating line of 2019, 2020. The last thing is my watch value. I've changed the values a little bit, and that's because I'm just going to do the retail of what my watch is. So I guess now everyone knows. This is what it was last year, and then they increased the prices by 4%. So that's how much it is now retail if I were to buy it. So that's what we'll do with that. But I'm really happy with my progress. This is something that I thought nearly impossible. But you can see that now my net worth is $28,000. I have locked in my guaranteed returns by paying off my debt, and we'll cover that in just a second with my debt snowball. But yeah, like once I started focusing on, let's see, it does tell me. So it was 14,000. So I was right around there, which was, got to move over a little bit, around 10. It was probably like around here that I really started to focus on my net worth and, just like investing in general and really making that blow up. So definitely put a lot of progress into it. So now we get to update the debt snowball. 0 big fat goose eggs in the amount left to pay. It started at $5,718 last year, like exactly last year. This is my 1-year anniversary of having my watch. June 27th, 2019 is when I bought my watch, and I essentially took out the loans. 1 year later, paid. A 5-year loan paid in 1 year. It's possible. I locked in 100%, 7% return because I paid off my loan early. I think this is possible. It's 5718 times 1.07. I would have paid $6,000 for a $5,700 loan. So if we subtract that from 5718, $400 locked in, kind of, because I have paid a little interest. So $300 I've locked in for sure. So now we just got to work on getting this paid off. So now I've shifted the payment from here up to here. So now I'm going to be paying $330 every month on it. No questions asked. So I'll need to get that tweaked in my banking system, that every other week I'll get 150, or I don't know. I'll figure it out, but $330, half the payment twice a month. So that's where we're at. And I am just so stoked. I'm really happy to make this video. Hopefully it motivates someone else, but you can see in just like the last, month, just boom, it's dropped like a hammer. Now again, around here's when I got my tax return, and this is, well, I didn't use my Trump bucks to pay off my loan. It was just, I saw $2,000. I'm like, I'm at the finish line. Let's finish this up. So this is where we're ending it today. A little bit of a shorter video compared to some of my other ones, but just over the moon right now with my progress that I've made, and what is possible if you really set your mind to doing something. So again, I want to thank you guys for stopping by and watching this video. Hopefully it motivates you. Leave a comment down, what your goals were for this year and how close you guys are. And hopefully we can work together and motivate each other. Take care, guys. Thank you so much. Stay healthy and have a good weekend.